Previously on Roll Britannia, our host has been murdered.
I am Brigadier General Norman Query.
They call him the Butcher of Shark Bay.
If you don't sign up, then you're against us. Villainous rebel scum. A military man.
I'm not, just a civilian.
If I had my way, your kind would be put down. The fine Lady Hansworth Wood has never told a lie in her life. Remarkable woman.
The Colonel is my brother.
All the estate and his belongings now transferred to you.
Very likely.
Where would we find this information?
In his will.
Which you have, of course.
Why would I have his will? It's in his safe. Over there in the corner is my intolerable husband.
Would you like me to call you Sir or Albert? How would you like?
You don't seem that bothered by this tragic news, do you, sir?
Terrible affair that it is. Murder's never good, but...
I'm going to snatch the newspaper out of his hand.
He was actually reading an article about a court case that's currently going on regarding smugglers by a well-known journalist.
It looks like we've got a fan of your work here, Mr. Colpardo. Well put, sir.
Yes.
Were you surprised when you got the invitation?
No, it's all since my article was published. I never realised there would be such a big hoo-ha.
Who are you, young lady?
Lady Fotherington, Alexandria Knightsbridge, Etherington.
Do you have a nickname?
Foz. I'm betrothed to the Colonel. Standing in the corner, an iron figure. It is 12 feet tall, with some writing on
I
it.
think if you bring somebody in and they tell a lie, this thing will activate and will be either get the truth out of them somehow or kill them. I'm going to call you Trevor.
They would like us to share with each other the knowledge we have acquired and hopefully draw some conclusions. Do you guys want to do OOC conversation to try and to discuss a bit more information?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have a bit of OOC. Let's work this. Let's work this through. See? All caught up. Good. Let's get back to the action. Right then, so
Okay. Theories, bits and pieces.
we're going to talk out of character from a bit of table talk. So if this isn't really your kind of thing and you just want the mystery of the story, then I may maybe skip this bit. I don't know. But I feel like the guys want a little. The guys, I think you guys, you want to try and get your heads around everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Work out theories, throw a few theories out there, throw it all at the wall, see what spaghetti sticks.
We need to pool our thoughts.
Without sort of like
Work out.
without sort of like
work out who the
pretend to be
culprit
angry
is.
at Chip
Yeah.
and all of this
You know.
kind of yeah.
Yeah. Just
Can I
see-
talk
throw
to
a-
you guys again, please?
We've missed you.
I don't like being angry.
Hello.
You might find the victory there, you know.
Here's a theory right off the bat.
Oh,
Go on.
straight in.
Potential question.
It was a knife
The
that killed
doll.
him, not a bat.
The doll, yeah.
That aids in somebody's work. What
Colonel's
if, I mean, a doll or a figure, what if it's Trevor?
Nah,
What if the doll is? Oh
I don't think
shit.
it's Trevor.
Because it's just sheer chance that he's 12 feet tall.
He
but he's
did
a
say
figure.
that as far as he knows, it's a childlike doll, and it's interrogation, right? The guy's a professional interrogator.
yeah, but they also
It's
said
something
that there
that-
was a specialist item that was being used for his work that was in his safe.
Yeah.
Maybe
that
it was
was
a
in the
control
safe.
mechanism for Trevor or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. The small control box for Trevor, so he's like stays down there in his lair. And am I right in saying that to get to Trevor's lair, you go down through the office?
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Through a
And in
secret
order-
door.
That's correct.
And if he's reading at his table, maybe I don't know. It's just I'm spitballing.
Okay.
Trevor could come up and stab him in the back.
That is fascinating.
I don't know. I mean, I've just thought of it and like it's a doll. It doesn't.
I
Have to be
don't
a
think
doll. It could
Trevor-
be a
Trevor
figure.
didn't. I won't think Trevor would have killed him because he would have used
I
a
don't-
massive
I
sword
don't
that he's
think
got on the
so.
side rather than a random dagger that he found.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
Would be my
I'm just
theory.
throwing stuff out.
Or his
Throwing stuff out
flame,
there.
flame breath
good
or
idea,
eyes,
you
or
know.
whatever it was.
It's a good idea, spaghetti, you know. It's good, I like it.
Yeah. I
think Norman did it.
I'm
You think
inclined
Norman
to
because you want to
agree.
kill him?
I'm inclined to agree. Norman. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at the moment, right? Norman Quirey. He was the butcher of Shark Bay, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
I've got the right guy.
Sure, yep.
He has basically no regard for life and death, right? Which is that's psycho. Anyway, he's boning Hansworth Wood, who stands to gain the most from the inheritance, considering the fact that she knew the person that owns the safe can open it, or at least that's what she said. She knows more about it than Foz appears to, who, despite in character, joking about it, it's obvious that she didn't know that Malrus was there, right? So they were going to get married. They hadn't got married yet. They hadn't been together that long. The body, there was no struggle. He was reading something, and whatever he was reading was sort of irrelevant. He was knifed in the back, once, and that was it. The alarm system was off.
It's the how he was killed that's really important. Because, like you say, the alarm systems were turned off, and someone must have been in the room behind him at some point. So that suggests either the window or invisible
Lady Foz went
something.
Yeah, it could be something magical, to be fair.
But as far as we've seen, no one seems to have
visibility.
anything to do with magic. Magic seems to impress people
Apart
like
from
Lady
Malrus,
Hansworth
really.
Wood.
Yeah.
This is where my Trevor theory came in.
So the only person who's Malrus is the only suspect there if it's something magical. And
Do you
wanna know my theory?
Him out.
Do you want to know my theory?
Oh, do we have to?
Yeah.
I mean, I can leave if you like, but
What's on your murder board?
because I've got a very
Yeah,
extensive
Well,
murder
it's a
board
murder
right
wall
in front of me.
for Malrus.
Murder
there.
wall.
It's got an
Of
actual
course.
wall of murder, yeah.
Murder.
So
Murder.
I've been doing a lot of thinking over Christmas
About death.
about who done it.
Just cogitating murders,
Yeah.
Ding dong merrily on murder.
A year in reflection.
We wish you were murder Christmas. We wish you were murder Christmas.
It just sounds like you're saying, we wish you were shit to Christmas. We wish you were mad Christmas.
Oh, dear. What do you reckon then?
Yeah, I'm keen to hear, because he's unpicked this. I know it.
So I think Arthur Cameron found out about Lady Foz and Sir Albert Hall. Found out about their affair by Lady Hansworth Wood telling him.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, because he's... Yeah.
So Lady Hansworth Wood told Arthur Cameron about Albert Hall and Lady Foz.
And clearly,
And then-
as we've seen today, she's got no love lost for him, right?
Yeah, exactly. It sort of reinforces my theory a little bit. So we knew Norman and Lady Hansworth Wood now know that they were boning.
Yeah.
Chicka-bow wow.
We know that Karina wants to kill Norman Quirey, or wants to see harm come to him.
Yes.
I still haven't figured out Vinny. I think, I tell you, there's another angle. I think, because Vinny's doing the smuggler articles.
Yeah, I was going to come on to that.
So I think Sir Albert Hall's a smuggler. Because basically, Sir Albert Hall was trying to spin Vinny's story away from the smugglers to all the bollocks about what Norman Quirey did at Butcher of Shark Bay. He was trying to unravel that for Vinny, wasn't he? When you were talking to him.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because the
And he
smugglers
did
were
try a
getting
lot to
let
shift the
through by
blame
by the
onto...
Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did try a lot to shift the blame onto Enquiry. Who, to be honest, despite the fact that he is a horrible man who is responsible for the deaths of thousands of people,
90% casualties.
yeah, it doesn't seem like smuggling and going against the crown is something that he would do. He's not out for undermining their authority. He's out to demonstrate it and reinforce it,
also
right? So why would he work? And he's rich anyway.
Wasn't Albert Hall from a lesser family with not a lot of dough?
Yeah, and the reason why him and Foz broke it off is
because he ran out of money.
She drained him, yeah. So he would take up smuggling to make some sort of cash. So maybe...
So you think after Foz left him because he was poor, he started smuggling?
I think Arthur knew about the smuggling.
Not a bad shout, Chip.
So
It's
could
not a
have
bad
been...
shout. Yeah.
Albert Hall wasn't fond of Cameron. We know that from when he first died.
Yeah.
No, yeah, of course. But he also, the thing was, though, not only wasn't he fond of him, he wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
Which is more interesting to me, because even if you don't like somebody, you can be like, oh shit, I didn't...
Yeah.
You know.
So my top 3 people,
Unless
I don't
you've
know
got
who
something
did
else.
it, but I think it's
what
like...
was that?
I agree with you, the fact that thinking about it, even if my worst enemy was told to me like so and so's died, there would still be a little part of me that'd be like, well, that's quite sad because they're no longer be alive, unless there was something that I could potentially gain from it, and then there'd be more of a sort of like, well, it's sad, but it's not the worst in the
whether
world.
Whether it's happy or sad, it's still a surprise, right? Unless you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
There would still be some sort of shock.
Either
to hear
Albert
randomly
Hall,
then is
Handsworth Wood, or Norman
the
Quarry.
physical murder itself, how it happened.
Yeah, I think
He
it's
was
the
knifed
how that's
in the
really
back
important.
From a locked room, he didn't see it. You know,
It's not that big a room. It's not that big a room.
It's not a very big room. He was sitting down at his desk reading a paper.
Yeah.
So he didn't know the person was there. It wasn't like he was in conversation. He turned around to pick something up, and then that person produced a dagger and knifed
There's no
him.
fight. There's no fight. There's no resistance.
Unless the person in the room with him was someone that he trusted.
But he was found like...
Yeah, but okay. Imagine the scenario, right? Imagine the scenario.
Right.
He's in his office, right, and he's having a chat. Blah blah blah. Blah. Oh yeah.
I love that you're actually physically acting it out.
So
Ladies and gentlemen at home, for the viewers at home, Chip is
so he's
standing
there,
stood
he's
up.
chatting away. I'm Sir Arthur Cameron, and I'm like, oh yeah. So
he's actually dressed in a turtleneck
Come dressed
jumper.
as Archer.
He's actually brought his own knife.
And body.
He's not wearing any trousers though.
We get out this big butcher's knife, and then Jess, just come stand here a second. No, I'm just so I'm Sir Arthur Cameron. I'm chatting away, and like sort of like no, I agree. Oh no, interesting reports and things, etc. Turns his back to pick something up from his desk, gets stabbed. Right now at this point, you might think, but he wasn't facing his desk. He was sat down. Whoever it is could quite easily catch.
Yeah, it's true.
Put in the chair.
Well, it'd have to be somebody that was
Or
reasonably able.
Yeah. Or even he's reading something at his desk and they're chatting.
Yeah, he
He's
could be
not
showing
looking
them
at the person.
something.
He just walks up behind the person.
Consider it, say, someone like Vinnie Colpardo. Imagine if he was there reading some sort of book, and it's sort of like, see, this is the quote I mean about the smugglers that you could be easily.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
Because he was sitting at his desk, wasn't he?
This
So
is
I
an
think
out of
someone-
character, but
but
in
who can lock
character
doors?
perception. This
'Cause
is
the
an
door
out
was
of
locked,
character,
wasn't
but
it?
in character perception question. The door wasn't locked. Go on. Door wasn't locked.
Yes, it was. It was Burke who walked in.
Yeah. When Jeff and I opened the secret door, how much noise did it make?
You didn't do a perception check for that,
We did not.
so I'm not sure.
What's it made of?
Could we have a post
What's the door
perception?
made of?
I
we have
will,
a retrospective perception?
I will let you retcon a perception check.
Let's
on
face
how
it, it's
much
not going to be
noise that
great.
is. Yeah.
Oh, actually, 19.
Oh, actually, it's a natural 20.
Wow. Yeah, better
19.
Better than me.
It's pretty quiet.
Pretty quiet.
But okay, it's pretty
So they
quiet.
could have been
but
down there.
Well-oiled hinges.
It's
you
pretty
might say.
quiet, but
down
it's not
there.
silent. So if you were sat in the room
mean.
with the door opening, you'd probably hear
Yeah,
some sort of
yeah.
noise. You'd hear it
Anytime.
opening if you were sat in the room, is what we're trying to gather. It's
I
not
like
so
this angle
silent.
that. I like this
so
angle
it's
that the person in the room was somebody he trusted. Would be the other thing. Yeah.
Well, the thing
Somebody
is that
trusted
unfortunately,
someone
everyone
downstairs.
here he had a good relationship with. Let's face it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have invited them to his house for a dinner party.
He didn't.
I know there are certain people, but he wouldn't have. So
didn't-
someone like Sir
yeah.
Albert Hall,
But
who he
cou-
was frosty with, he wouldn't be like.
Foz invited.
Foz invited
is-
everybody.
Foz is-
Foz invited everybody but Vinnie Colpardo. He was the only one that he insisted was on the list.
What if it was
Vinnie
Vinny
Colpardo
then? because Albert wanted to speak to him. No, sorry.
But Vinny's such a pussy, though.
He was so nervous before.
Yeah, but it's smoke and mirrors.
Foz did say that there was something shifty about him.
Imagine in
though.
the scenario, you get invited to a dinner party with the sole purpose is to take out the host of the dinner party, and there's loads of very official people there, and then you're sat there shivering, like a bit nervous or uncertain because you know you've got to commit a murder later that night. So you're nervous, and then someone like Derek walks up and goes, "Are you all right? You seem really nervous. Are you sure you're all right? Well, just take it steady. We'll be watching you." And then so I reckon the nervousness is, you could be nervous about knowing that you've got to kill someone and being surrounded by their family and friends, essentially, and then...
He doesn't fit.
I don't know.
It could just be
brief,
fantastic
though.
cover.
He just wanted
it could
the
be great cover.
Why would he kill him when Arthur Cameron was the only person that could give him the biggest story, the biggest scoop? Of his entire life? Why would he kill him?
I thought because Sir Albert, wasn't there something between him and Sir Albert Hall? Because Sir Albert Hall was giving him a scoop.
As well.
Yeah.
As well.
So could it not be that Sir Albert Hall has, at some point said, "Look, I'll give you a scoop, but I need you to do something"?
He had the bigger plans. Albert Hall wanted to speak to Vinny about the butcher of Shark Bay, about what actually happened. That was the scoop. That was the big one. Maybe Vinny was in the office.
So actually, Vinny and Albert Hall had more in connection. It seemed like.
Yeah, but they've
Albert
got
Hall
nothing
had
to
more
gain. What's Vinny going to gain if he kills somebody?
Exactly.
scoop.
It's just a scoop. He's going to get the story anyway.
Maybe that wasn't the conversation. Maybe it wasn't a conversation.
There's other ways to get a story and to kill somebody.
Behind all of this, the Queen Hates Magic is knowledgeable of this magical doll in the possession. And what did Vinny...
Berkule, do you have any idea where this knife comes from? Where it came from?
Back to character, chaps.
Back in character.
Yeah, just...
sorry. Sorry, let me jump in here.
Berkule, do you have any
listening?
idea where this knife could have come from, the one that killed him?
Monsieur, there are many weapons about this house. It could have been one of them. I have not checked every suit of armor.
Have you seen anywhere that's like a weapon's been missing?
Not that I have noticed.
Are you talking like when you see, like in an old house, you'll be like a shield with 2 sabres behind it, or ceremonial weapons in cases? Is there like a box or something missing a dagger? Is that what you're talking about?
Not that I have noticed.
Okay.
Okay, and every time we've asked that question, it's sort of got to the same thing, is that nobody's noticed any specific weapons around the wall going missing, which means the person either has knowledge of the house, right, and has been able to hide it somewhere to either bring it with them when they arrived or brought it with them long before this, and because nobody said that it's a knife that he owned. Do you know what I mean? Or it's a person that knew how to get it past security.
Or maybe it is security.
Well, this is the other thing, because the alarm system's fucked. Mr. Pearson's gone.
He's a real concern, because, imagine there's a head of security
They're all concerned
next to you.
And the body's gone as well.
Yeah, again, the body...
We got our weapons past security.
Yeah, I got my weapon past security. I had a dagger in my hat.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Because who looks under a top hat for a dagger?
Right?
True.
Good place to hide it.
I got a dagger and Brittany with me.
Did anybody else wear a top hat?
No, I just slicked.
Actually, no.
Any of the guests? Fuck.
We've seen the guest photograph.
Yeah,
Jeff is the only one wearing a top hat.
I'm the only one. So they didn't sneak it in that way. I think the body disappearing is a really key thing, because clearly the person, you needed the body almost. I feel like the body was really key to opening the safe. So they had to take the body first. But then...
Interesting.
I feel like someone's not wandering around holding a corpse to go and break into the safe. Someone would have seen that. So either...
Full weekend at Bernie's,
No half-orc would have tried that already.
Does anybody remember at what point the body disappeared?
The body
yeah, you
from
did.
the
You did.
safe.
You did.
That did work.
The body had disappeared.
Horrible.
You noticed the body was missing just before you found the secret door.
Well, actually, me and Malrus noticed that the body was missing. Yeah, just before Malrus went to go and tell Lady Hansworth that he'd killed an entire audience.
Yeah, that was
And
when you
before
noticed.
that, we were at breakfast.
Yeah.
And before that, we had the weird.
Who was at breakfast?
Dream
Who wasn't
about...
at breakfast then? Because we had a conversation with Karina, so we know she was there. Who else wasn't at breakfast?
Most.
Boiled
most
egg.
of the people weren't at breakfast.
Boiled egg. Somebody was eating a boiled egg that looked
That was
like a boiled
Berkule.
egg.
Berkule was eating a boiled egg, but he didn't like it, and then
Berkule.
Keth took it and opened it in his pocket.
Berkule and Sir Albert came
So
in.
we know Berkule and Sir Albert were entering in the vicinity of the breakfast room.
Less of the
That
word
leaves-
entering.
That leaves Vinny, Foz, Colpardo, Enquiry, and then all the servants.
What about Fish? Should we give him a bit more of a hard time?
Have you got any more truth tablets left?
I
There's
born
one more
no.
left.
I have one. No. We use it.
No,
There's-
use them all.
There's
We
one
tried
left.
to use
You've
one
used
on
the expired one,
Enquiry. Yeah, we tried to
Isn't-
use that one on Enquiry, and it greased up the entire floor.
Isn't there one left in the possession of Fish, though?
Albert Hall had one. That worked out really well.
I thought Berkule had 4 normal and 1 fake.
Berkule has one
Yeah,
left.
Berkule's got 1. Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't think we're going to be able to get off him.
Well,
Unless
he's got to
somebody
solve this murder,
pickpockets him.
so I think we could possibly say to Berkule, look, why don't you give it to this one person that's left? Because
But we
they're our
need,
main
yeah,
suspect.
but then we have to have a main suspect, right, to do it first.
Well, at the moment, we've
that
narrowed it down to
Handsworth
4,
Wood?
haven't we? Because we know that the body was moved at breakfast. And we know that...
Four from a party of 6. That's not narrowed it down a great deal.
But to be fair,
I don't
you
know,
have-
we've taken
to be
30%
fair,
out
though-
straight away.
To be fair, though, breakfast, you have the entire night when people are asleep, when we were all asleep, or off in Never Neverland, or, whatever.
And if it's any help to you, Karina did tell you that the general had been down earlier that morning for his
so then
his
you
breakfast.
have...
It's got to be.
there.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
It's not new information. I just wanted to remind you.
Yeah.
Cluedo, isn't this hard?
It's good,
Cluedo
though.
a
I
lot.
fucking love it. I love it.
To be fair though, you have actually had all the information that should tell you who the murderer is.
Okay.
See everybody, he
Okay.
groans like that in real
There's that
life.
confidence boost we needed. You have all of the pieces of the puzzle, you just can't see the picture.
Yeah, there's no picture on the box.
Can I just ask? Can
It's a fucking was jig.
can
Yeah.
you
What?
I love
point to? Actually, you can't really point to who's, because we'd all see like you're pointing. Point to who you think's the closest.
Can I point to who the murder? I'll point to who the murderer is.
No, I was going to say point to who you think out of us is the closest with our theories, but then I
That's
realised
gonna give it
no,
we'd
away.
all see the
That's
same
gonna give
thing.
it
It's you.
Nice. Thank you, James.
There you go.
I knew it.
Well, I already know that I'm bottom right of James's screen, and he wasn't pointing at me because he told me that he couldn't see me because of my.
No, I pointed at the webcam.
Oh, damn,
There.
damn! Felt so
Okay,
real.
so can I just rattle off this guy, right? Colonel Arthur Cameron. This is what I've written down. Feel free to add.
Yeah,
Colonel Arthur Cameron. He is a known quote unquote interrogator, able to extract the truth from anyone. He owns a piece of 8, which is in the shape of a doll. He's a wealthy colonel in the Empire. He picked up a reasonable amount of enemies in his career. He was stabbed once through the back with an expensive-looking blade. He was reading in his room late of the night. He has 1 dead wife and 1 fiancée. The manor was previously owned by a family called the Short family.
Yeah.
There is a jungle nearby, and he's trying to prove his relevance to society with his gatherings.
Someone's already died in the jungle as well. We know that someone disappeared. Well, they disappeared in the jungle.
Yeah, they
Did
did.
they?
Yeah, we know that.
I think I must have
did
missed
say
that.
that.
The security guards told Derek and Keth that
because-
someone attempted to try and escape, or someone tried to attempt to break in. That was it, to the place, and let's just say they were never seen again.
Right.
That is what they said.
Yeah. So we know that someone, and that's why I feel like there's something to do with the Mr. Pearson, that I feel like
Yeah.
he got something to do with the disappeared person in the jungle. Like
Or
if it
he
wasn't a
might
torrential
be
storm
the
outside, I'd want to go
disappeared
venturing into the
person.
jungle. But I feel like that's a dungeon master.
I still feel
Don't
like we can.
do that.
I still feel like we
Bad
can.
things out there.
What was that,
I
Paul?
feel.
We say Malrus?
I feel like we can still go in the jungle, or at least go outside, because we had that plan before, didn't we?
We did, but
We've got some backup characters.
What was the plan before?
Well, I was going to go outside to the security hut.
Yeah, Paul wanted to go
Not the jungle.
hut, and we
I just
agreed
wanted
that
to go to the security
I
hut.
could assist him with some of my talents to
Which you've
aid
ran out
him
of
through
at
the
this
storm.
point.
With the fact that I've got Umberlee's blessing and therefore can control wind, he can do a little umbrella thing to protect us from rain. So between the two of us, we could safely get to anywhere we wanted to outside. We figured.
Possibly.
Roll depending,
Safe.
of course.
You could get there dry, but
I
not
like the
necessarily
idea
safe,
of us
right?
all.
Well, we could get there not being
Working
blown away
through
and not getting
each
soaked.
Not being blown
Yeah.
away, but it doesn't.
Unless, of course, we were invisible.
It's true. It's a good point.
I like where you're going.
Could be
for
really
that,
useful,
though.
couldn't it? But
So that's him, though. That's the victim, right? So you need to know. That's. He was about to meet with
Ladies.
Vinny.
Okay, Vinny next.
Just trying to think. Anybody else know anything else about him?
well, Arthur
What
Cameron.
have we got about Vinny?
Yeah,
I've
about
got,
the
Arthur
victim.
Cameron.
But
Used to be in the Royal Guard. That's all I could possibly add to that.
Was the weapon Royal Guard?
No.
Fuck.
Obviously, Lady Handsworth is his sister. Goes
Yeah.
without saying.
And his sole heir.
Jeff, he's not here, and the door's unlocked.
Thank God. I've seen what your door unlocking skills are like. This is going to be so good.
Okay, I'll stay out here and be on lookout. If I spot him coming back, I'll give the door 3 quick knocks, and then we're out of here.
Cool, we'll be like ninjas. Who needs Malrus in his stealth when you've got the dream team, baby?
Yep, fist bump. Now, hurry up.
Wow. Oh, it's the Dungeon Master's office. I can't believe we found this place. And look at all this stuff. Is that an espresso machine? I've only ever heard stories about those. And this is a beer fridge. Best not tell Keth about that one. Oh my God, there it is. There it is. It's the chair of power. Oh, it's so comfy. And it's heated. Oh, it's heated. And there's another tiny fridge in the armrest. He makes out this job is so incredibly difficult. Wow, that is a lot of screens. And that's all our faces. This is weird. Ooh, is this microphone working? Haha, yes. Right. It's Jeff's turn to be master. Welcome to the Jeff Meister Show, everybody. Right, showtime. So it's the Silverbow special this week, and I shall be your handsome and charming host. Now, there is a script here that the creator has left lying about, but as I'm a rule breaker, a risk taker, and a handsome heartbreaker, ladies, so I'm just going to do what I want. But firstly, I do really want to say a massive thank you to everyone from me and all of the lads here. Like, we really do appreciate massively you listening to all of our crazy escapades. Not all of them being my fault, I should add. Like, we just want to make you laugh and keep you guys entertained just as much as we do, and so we hope we do. So thanks for listening. We love you guys. Cheers. Right, what's he got here? So what's he got written down? A shout out. Okay, let's give that a go. To @the_Trixie, thank you so much for listening in and doing the most important thing, subscribing to the show on Google Podcasts. Huh? Whatever that is. We love to hear what you think about Roll Britannia. Now, what's this bit here? Random celebrity shout out. Make sure you do it in big booming voice. Oh, yeah, I heard of this. Although that drunk guy in the Wizard Sleeve records at the DM just makes it up. Wait a minute. What's this? That's a signed photo from Winona Ryder. And there's a note on the back. Loving the show, James. Keep up the great work. Well, I guess they must all be true then. See, this scripting's easy now. I'm a natural 20, you might say. Now, if you really do want to have a chat with good old me and the rest of the crew, then it's really easy because there's like loads of places to talk to us. I could just give you Derek Stoner Fast Speech number. Very tempted, but I think he might hurt me again. So just come and check us out on Facebook, Discord, Instagram, Twitter. Nailed it. I guess you have to buy them or something from Argus, but if you've got them, then come and find us. Well, that's about it from me here at the Jeff Meister Show. So thanks for listening, and don't be like me. Don't roll natural ones. Sign off needs a little bit of work. I can't wait to tell the others about this. The all-knowing Dungeon Master certainly didn't see this one coming. Scratch another win in the column for the King Trickster Silverbow. Now, I reckon I could grab a sneaky drink before he comes back.
Jeff, I think he's coming back. Time to go.
Oh, perfect. I'll come in.
Ooh, is there any beer in there?
No, nothing. Just cans of Monster everywhere, whatever that is. Scary.
Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Vinny Colpardo, could he be Arthur Cameron's kid from his ex-marriage?
What's the age difference? What's the age difference between them?
I believe I said that the Colonel was younger than General Enquiry, but still, he was still an old-looking man with horseshoe hair and a big bushy moustache. Yeah. Well, I don't think he's an octogenarian. I think he might be a septuagenarian, maybe.
Okay.
He was definitely described as
age-wise, it would work.
Septuagenarian. So he's 70s.
Because that would give Vinny all...
Very nervous.
And Vinny, I would say, is somewhere in his early middle age.
Right.
Yeah, so
So
that
it could
He's
be.
human. They're both human, right?
Yes.
So well could be.
yeah, that's not impossible.
It's
Could
not
be.
out of the question. Colonel
Like
Arthur
Sherlock
Cameron,
Holmes
he
says,
had...
once you've ruled out all the impossible stuff, then what's left
But
has to be the answer.
No matter how
he-
improbable,
he-
must be true.
Must be the truth, yeah. So he was... So coming on to Vinny then, he was really, really nervous, really out of place, like really out of place, and bad at hiding it as well. He was the only person that Arthur Cameron insisted on being there, and Arthur Cameron had a proposition for him.
And he was the only person that Foz didn't know about, really.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what she said, didn't she? She said that...
Yeah.
Suspicious of that Colpardo chap.
Something urgent to discuss
I believe
with
were
him.
words.
Yeah.
But equally, didn't we give him the truth tablet? No, we gave Arthur Cameron the truth one.
No, he had
No,
no
I-
truth tablets.
Gave
He's
him...
got the shit kicked
Gave
out
him
of
a...
Derek
Sir Albert Hall had the truth tablet.
Gave him a couple of truth tablets right here.
Yeah. Derek got violent. Oh,
He did.
what a surprise.
So he wrote the article about the smugglers.
Yeah.
He was the investigative journalist.
There's an
for
expose,
it.
and that's what made him famous. The same newspaper of which was in the house. There was it was the same newspaper. The case was in that.
How? If you think about it, how would he have got that information on the expose about the smugglers in the first place? Through probably Colonel Cameron and his torture doll.
I like that. I do.
Or
like that.
Albert Hall.
Torture doll. I hear
Or
you
Albert
say.
Hall.
Well, no. Albert Hall was trying to deflect.
Because Albert Hall already wanted to speak to him.
Yeah, but Albert Hall wanted to speak to him about Norman Quarry, not the smugglers.
But I thought Norman Quarry was to do with the sort of the smugglers and the butcher of Shark Bay and all of that.
I think he's straight. No, he's straight laced. He's got nothing to do with. He's the butcher of
Shark Bay, but it does seem like he doesn't have much to do with the smuggling. Although he is in the position of authority, his rank affords him a certain amount of...
I feel like he could quite easily be the person that looks the other way.
Yeah, and then
For
tell
a
his
price.
mental the other way.
Yeah, but he's got.
When we talk,
Yeah, can you
him,
actually,
though,
from his point of view,
when we talk
if he
to
had
him,
to get if he had to get smugglers through, he could then say, "Right, guys, I'm going to send everyone over here," and everyone's going like, "Well, that's mental. Why would you send that? Because I want everyone over there, even though they all die, and then suddenly smugglers they come past."
Yeah, he certainly has opportunity, but his
Yeah, but he's rich. Why would he need
his
to smuggle?
motive exactly it doesn't. And when we talk to him, when Keth and I
Albert
talked
Hall
to him,
needed.
he
Albert
said,
Hall needed money.
He said
because
to
he
us,
was poor.
there are soldiers and there are rebels, and I know
Yes.
what I am. And he's a soldier. He like obviously is, right? Because he's unless it's some giant double bluff, but you know.
But he was under truth serum.
needlessly
He was under
complicated.
truth serum, Sir Albert Hall was, so he can't be a dumb bluff.
No. Enquiry
Enquiry.
said
That was the general.
Oh,
yeah.
quite.
yeah, Enquiry said that there are soldiers and there are rebels, and he was very sort of. He had a lot of
He is
contempt.
of the old school.
Yeah, he had a lot of contempt.
Well, I
for
think
people
it's
who go
pretty
against the
rebellious to
crown.
fuck another man's wife.
Yeah, it's true. It's very
Yeah.
true.
But what if he? But what if she's the wife of a rebel?
Ooh.
Yeah. Who may be, and rebels smuggle.
Rebel cancels out rebel. I think that's the
Rock,
phrase,
paper,
two wrongs
rebel.
don't make a right, and I'm
Two
pretty
rebels
sure...
make a right. I think, yeah.
Two rebels don't get naked.
You let smugglers through, I'll fuck your wife.
Rebel.
Take off your dress. Right. So, okay. So, Enquiry. He's a
I
vicious
think we should just let
bastard.
Malrus kill Enquiry and see what happens. There's a little part of me that's getting to the point now where we're going, Enquiry isn't, necessarily our top murderer person, but...
Personally, I'm not going to let him leave the manor alive if I can help.
Fine.
Okay, so if we cancel him out as the murderer,
You have my
because
full
it's
support.
irrelevant, if he's going to die either way...
What we... Okay.
Put a clock on it.
What we need to assume, though, is that the murderer is the one that has the doll. In the end, it only matters to Berkule who the murderer is. Really, to us, it matters
Who's got the doll?
where the doll is.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think necessarily
So
the
what
murderer
we-
has the doll, though. Not necessarily. I know that appreciate whoever opened the safe has it, but I don't necessarily think it's just one person. Because Foz knew that he was going to die, but I don't think she killed him. Because when Malrus overheard the conversation that Foz was having with herself, she was all sort of like, I knew he was going to die, but he never told me the code to the safe before he died. So she basically said, I know he's going to die, but it happened before I planned it.
Did she say she knew he was going to die?
Well, she said
No,
the fool never told me the safe before he died, the code to his safe before he died.
That's not the same as I knew he was going to
yeah,
die.
I think that...
Yeah, that's how.
But I see where you're coming
He's in
from.
his 70s.
I see where you're coming from, though. That there is the lack of care there, right? There is.
Yeah, and it's more sort of that. Yeah, she didn't know.
That's
the
what
code.
she cares
Well,
about,
she didn't
right?
know how to get into the safe. Is the point I'm making? So Foz couldn't have opened the safe. So even if Foz was the murderer, she didn't know how to get into the safe.
She doesn't have the doll.
So she doesn't have. That's what I'm saying.
Cool.
Yeah, from
We
the
can-
point of
I
view
think
of
I think that's
who's got the
fair enough.
doll.
I think we can probably rule her out.
I don't necessarily. I don't necessarily think she's blameless in the matter. I think she possibly.
I don't.
knew. But I don't think she has the doll at the moment
think-
because whoever's got the contents of the safe
so-
has the doll, and she didn't know how to open the safe. So I think whoever knew how to open the safe knew that it was something to do with they needed the body for it, and somehow has managed to get the body out of harm's way. Or the other thought that I did have was if there's someone who has some sort of similar magical powers, you could do exactly what I planned to do, which was make the body invisible. No one can then see it, and then when you need it, it's right there to fucking do whatever you need to do with the safe as soon as you know. Obviously, it's not contactless because we tried that, but maybe it's put a hand
we did
on
try
it.
that.
We didn't try putting like a hand directly on the metal of the front of the safe, or
That is true.
You did not.
we did try using eyes. That didn't work. We tried waving him. That didn't work.
Rubbing
but
his face against.
we never tried contact.
against the metal. When you go invisible, Jeff,
Yeah.
or you turn something invisible, you can still touch it, right? Your hand doesn't go through it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
no,
still
it's still physically there. It's just not being able to be seen. But we just saw, we noticed that that the body had gone. We never went up and were sort of like, oh, let's pat around on the sofa or the desk chair. We just noticed that the body had gone.
Is it worth checking now?
If we're allowed to come out of character, we could go back to this.
Well, we can go and do that.
Yeah. So we could go-
Is it worth? So that's something that's worth doing. Is
Checking to
whether
see
the
if we can
body's been
find.
turned invisible or if it's been moved.
Well, the
right?
thing is that even if we checked now, the body has definitely been. I would think that the body has been moved because the safe's been opened.
by this point,
Yeah.
by
So
this point,
either
there's no
way, the
need
body's.
for it,
I
right?
would. It's although we could check to see if there's just a random invisible body dumped in front of the safe.
Yeah, yeah. Just trying to rule out all the possibilities.
The other option is that we have someone stood near where we think. If we find that there's an invisible body, then what we can do is not try and make the body invisible. So don't dispel magic. We could then just go round every person and startle them to try and make them lose concentration, having someone stood next to the body. And as soon as it comes back into visibility, we know that's the killer. Because they've lost concentration, their invisibility spells failed, and therefore, boom, handcuffs,
True.
done. Let's walk out. Give us the
flick
doll,
somebody.
motherfucker. We're off to Timbers.
Karina. So, okay. So hold on. So it's Handsworth Wood, Albert Hall, Vinny, Foz, Karina Ashet, Atchet. Is there anybody else that I'm missing?
Who have you said? You
got Karina, Vinny, the General, Lady Handsworthwood, Sir Albert Hall, and Foz.
Yeah,
And
it's
Berkule.
And it's Berkule and the staff.
Yeah.
Is there any? There's no other people who are at this party, right?
Well, other than the
Don't think
security.
so.
No other people at the party.
Security, but
Okay, other than security, but
I
none of
think-
the carefully
think it'll be
crafted
the staff.
NPCs.
okay,
I don't think it's
just
the
to save
staff.
us going
I
down a
don't
bit,
think it's
is it anything
security.
to do with Mr. Pearson? I really feel like we could get lost. If it's nothing to do with him, we could get lost down a route. I really want to find out about Mr. Pearson because he, as a head of security in a mansion of this size with this many security people disappearing the day or so before the murder happens,
And they're also concerned about it. Like
and they're
Berkule
worried,
said.
and someone's disappeared in the jungle. There's just a lot that says
There's definitely something there, but I don't think it's key.
no, because we already know all the
potentially, to what
information
they
we
all think
need to
is.
solve the murder. But I just can't see.
I think it'll be a nice little tidbit because he's not going to tell us afterwards, are you?
I'm going to be so careful with what I do with my face.
Yeah, you have to.
There are certain
I-
times
so
when I
I-
see you sort of like
find-
going, "Oh yeah, go on," and you seem to get excited by what we're saying. I'm like, "Oh, is that
Yeah.
must be key then?" But you could be randomly doing this.
It's also Trevor. Let's go with
So
that.
it's either incredibly complicated
already
and
simple.
unsolvable, or
it's
we're all
simple.
stupid.
Or
I've
we're thinking it's really like
I've
massively
even-
convoluted and complex, and actually James has got no. Literally, it's Sir Albert. Like I've told you about 5 different ways. Like, come on, slap some cuffs, guys.
I've
He killed
even
himself.
gone to the extent of, let's say, two years ago. Remember that? Remember the old house party we had for New Year's Eve where we did a murder mystery.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've even gone to the effort with Sophie to go back over that stuff, find it on Amazon, so that I can look it up and read the reviews on it again to see if there's actually any detail within that would be useful.
Nice.
Okay,
Okay.
quick question.
Go on then.
Here's another thing, like the Mr. Pearson thing, right? I'm not going to ask James, but I'm going to ask you guys. Berkule Fish, is it a massive double bluff, or is he just a Hercule Poirot detective? I'm leaning towards Hercule Poirot detective. Derek had this whole bearing of the soul to him. He gave us the truth serums as well, and they worked. And he's brought us here when the safe's been opened. Now, it could be a whole, oh, well, he's stolen the doll, but why wouldn't he just piss off, you know? I'm leaning towards ruling him out.
That's my biggest. Yeah,
I
I
dunno.
think it's worth. He's definitely suspect because you know
James's face.
he's suspect because let's face it, every
Very
time something
interesting.
weird or suspicious happens, he's there to tell us about it. But equally, there's got to be some element of control within this story, and so Berkule is quite a nice sort of come on, just let's do this thing properly.
Yeah.
But equally,
Okay.
he like you say, if he was the murderer, why wouldn't he just fucking leave? He's the one now
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
Everyone needs to stay here. There's a certain
Well,
point
isn't
where the
there been
double
a
bluff gets a
murderer?
little bit like, well,
Yeah.
Doesn't he like write books about his murders though? So he wants to get an end for his story.
yeah.
It's very true. Okay, I'm ruling out Berkule.
I wouldn't rule out Berkule. There's still something fishy about him.
Fishy.
Fishy.
I hate that. I'm ruling out. Basically, this is not who is the murderer, by the way. This is who has the doll or who opened the safe, right? Because they could be the same as a murderer, but who has the doll? I'm ruling out Foz as well.
Yeah, I don't think she has the doll, but she could be the murderer.
Fine.
She
But
had no motive.
She couldn't have
She had
opened the
nothing to gain.
safe.
Well, she had money
From
to
murdering
gain,
him.
but
No, because she wasn't married to him though. Like, surely
yeah.
you
So
marry
if
an
he
old
died,
man,
she wouldn't
you
have
have to
gained anything.
Exactly. You have to marry the person before. Classically, that's how it plays out anyway, right? You have to marry the
Yeah.
person before you bump them off, or you
Yeah.
wait for them to die of natural
Means,
causes 'cause
motive,
they're old.
opportunity. Even if she
Yeah.
might have been able to do it and the opportunity to do it, if she did, she wouldn't have gained anything.
Exactly.
So-
yeah.
Lady Handsworth would. The means to do it, maybe through somebody else. The motive, yes, to earn lots of money. Opportunity, by doing it through somebody else.
By doing
Normal
it through somebody.
inquiry.
She could have done it herself, to be fair.
She,
Who
again,
would you
is
trust?
someone he would have trusted.
Who would you trust more than your sister? Even if you don't get on that well, you're not gonna. expect the
there's
fracture
no way.
side, right?
There wasn't anything to say that they didn't get on. There's no
think
ill
they
will
have
between brother and sister.
Oh no, to be fair, that's true. It was just Albert Hall
There's no
didn't
ill
like
will
him, right?
between brother and sister.
Not that we know of, anyway.
Albert Hall didn't like him.
It's not come out. She seemed very... But then...
She was very upset, yeah.
But maybe that was a bit of a herring because,
I think she was upset because I rolled an insight. This is meta as fuck, but I rolled an insight check on her, and my insight check was low, and I was like, "Why are you happy? Why are you being so happy?" And like, and the whole joke about that part was that she obviously wasn't. So that does seem genuine.
Okay, Vinny Colpardo means motive opportunity. Means he's got to get hold of a dagger somehow. He would have had the trust of the Colonel because he was chatting about the bits and pieces he wanted.
Yeah.
But what's the motive? He would have lost his story. What's the
He
point
would
of
have lost
murdering
his
someone?
story. Exactly.
And then what? Opportunity if he
means-
could have got in the room because he had the trust.
Karina Ashett.
No.
Honoured guest.
Who was it that had a... Karina Ashett's brother died in...
Battle of Shark Bay.
Battle of Shark Bay.
Because of Inquiry.
Because of
She didn't like Norman Quire. We don't know about...
Did we pick up any...
She's only been there a month as well. She's only been there not been there very long.
Did we pick up any information in passing that Colonel Arthur Cameron had anything to do with Shark Bay?
No.
No. No, we did not. We only know about Albert Hall, who
fine.
presented lots of ways to do an alternative win of Shark Bay, but they were all mugged off by Norman Quire.
Yeah.
Who went for the glorious bloody victory.
Did we ever establish a reason why Albert Hall wasn't particularly fond of Cameron?
He didn't like the man. He didn't like the man because he knew him during their careers, right?
What happens if he didn't like the man?
I don't think I pressed him on.
What happens if he...
I don't think I...
He saw him as a rebel.
Go on.
That was the problem. He saw him as a rebel as he was a soldier.
That's
the general.
the general. So Quirey has this rebel soldier thing. Albert Hall is like... I think he didn't like him...
Albert Hall.
He didn't like what the Colonel did.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, it was
He
to do
didn't-
with the interrogations.
Yeah, no,
right?
so-
it was to do with like...
Hear me
being a
out.
fucking
Hear me
torturer
out.
and mentalist.
If he didn't like what the Colonel did, what happens if the Colonel interrogated, after hearing something about smugglers in the paper, interrogated Albert Hall with the doll, and then it all came out about the affair with Foz and everything like that, and then...
But it didn't come out about the affair with Foz because Hansworth Wood didn't know about it.
I know Hansworth Wood
That's
didn't
why
know about it.
When they went to speak to him,
I know
they were-
Hansworth Wood
yeah, but
didn't
if
know
it-
about it, yeah. But what happens
the Colonel
if
would
the
have
Colonel
known.
would have known, wouldn't he? So, because the Colonel was interrogating...
And then he was going to tell
Sir
Vinny
Albert
Colpardo.
Hall. Well, Vinny Colpardo was probably going to...
A big scoop.
Keep it together,
That
James.
would be a quite big scoop. That would be quite a big scoop.
I still cannot shake off the fact that Trevor is the doll because only magic means if it, that sort of figure.
Fucking
is the fact.
Thingy,
He's
what's his
magical,
name?
isn't he?
Yeah,
Queen
Captain
hates magic,
Timbers.
and she didn't
Captain
like the
Timbers
fact
don't
he
know
had.
shit. Captain Timbers don't know shit about this artifact. He didn't know what it does. Don't really know what it looks like. We can't trust anything that man says.
It was sheer chance that it was 12 foot tall on a dice roll.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
you guys are killing me.
I really think that I think Trevor is the doll.
Well, either way, if we got Trevor back somehow...
It's
He's
going to
fucked
help.
off somewhere, isn't he?
No, he's
He's
buried under
underneath
rubble.
the pile of rubble.
Why don't you go
He's buried
invisible?
in
Yeah.
rubble
So
underground.
if we somehow got Trevor back, one, we could use him to potentially find out any more truths that we need from the others that we're uncertain about. And two, he could be the item we're looking for.
I mean,
I think he's the item.
So we have to get Trevor back.
So the
I think he is.
That gives us a goal.
The
Get
next thing
Trevor
is to
back,
get
right?
Trevor back and get him on our side rather than, attacking me. And then
Trevor
Okay,
will be
how
on
about
your
this then?
side once you
How about
become
this?
visible.
I'm already
How
visible.
about this?
Once you prove
we-
to him. That's why he stopped smashing his way out of the room now, maybe.
That's a good point. He was sort of just standing there, dormant, before we...
He hated the fact, because you were invisible, he looked at you, and then you ran away, so he's like, I must right this wrong. by destroying either the lie or the person.
But the thing is that he doesn't necessarily.
You become invisible, I will end you.
But Trevor doesn't know that I've become uninvisible.
But he hasn't kept smashing.
Well, no, he's
his
buried
way
under
out of
rubble.
rubble.
He's a big rock monster thingy. But if you're buried underneath a building that's collapsed on you because you've collapsed a building on top of you,
True. Yeah.
you might, it could be that we move a few more rocks all together as a team, and then suddenly there's this big beast that's like, rah! And then I'm like, hey, I'm visible, and he's like, all right, sound cool, cheers. What do you guys want me to do?
Speaking of moving the rocks together as a team, here's an odd idea that I don't know. I'm just floating it.
No, go for it.
We get all the guards to move the rocks in a big chain gang, right? And we tell them that they should move them because Arthur Cameron's body's buried under there. That's why the body's not there anymore. Because if any of them kicks up a fuss and goes, "Oh no, the body's fucking in the freezer,"
good.
And we're like, "Well, why the fuck did you put the body in the freezer?" You know.
Good shout.
And then we find out a bit more about who knows where the body is and who knows where the body's not. Which gives us more info.
Got any further? Who are main suspects?
My main suspect for the doll. Well, I've narrowed it down to 5 people.
I think Enquiry's got the doll because if the Queen wants to collect all the pieces of 8, he's tight with the Queen.
True.
Why wouldn't he try? And he would know about the piece of 8 because he likes the Queen, so he knows that she's on a hunt.
What was his opinion on Cameron?
Never asked.
Anybody get anything
Not
about
saying.
that?
Enquiry.
Yeah.
No, we chatted a lot, to be honest, about Shark.
I have very little information that I've gathered from anyone.
I don't think you asked him, to be honest.
No, we didn't ask him anything about because we were drunk, and we were.
Yes, you were.
And we were talking about Shark Bay because it was very quick. It might have been the interview after. Yeah, it might have been the interview after Albert Hall. It was actually.
Yeah.
So we were all caught up on that, which was a lovely misdirection from the master. We spoke to Vinny, then we spoke to Albert Hall, then there was the Last Light Festival Bouncer episode, then we spoke to Enquiry, then Handsworth Wood, then we found out some stuff about Derek and Malrus, then a little bit more about Corinne. And here we are now. And then there was the shagging. Yes, and here we are. So that's how it all went down. But we didn't actually ask Enquiry anything about...
Of real substance.
No, we were talking about Shark Bay.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you want me to... Do you want to interrogate him further and then I'll kill him? Or should I just kill him?
Information.
Yeah.
Information is power.
Although we've already got all the information we need.
Apparently so.
Why do we question people? I think, like you say, dig Trevor out. He is the truth tool. He is the living anti-pork pie monster, right? Get him out in the room. If people start lying to us, he's just going to try and fucking end them.
I think
use him as a
I think our next step is we have to get Trevor out.
Get Trevor out.
Yeah.
Get everyone in a room with Berkule again, and let's ask en masse questions with everyone present.
No, you only need to ask one.
Who killed him?
Yes.
Get him
Did you kill
Arthur Cameron?
Colonel Arthur Cameron?
Yes. Let's just do that.
Yes or no?
Let's get everyone in the room, get Trevor there, and go, did you kill Arthur Cameron, yes or no? And whoever says no, and he goes, fucking having you, Trev, you've solved it. Done.
Let's go to the Lunar Ballroom.
Let's fucking do it. Yeah.
That's our plan.
That we can't call the Lunar Ballroom.
It's the best idea. Or we go, do you have the doll?
Do you have the magical 8-piece of doll?
Did you break into the safe?
Yes. Did you break into the
Trevor,
safe?
are you
No.
the doll?
Let's get Trevor.
Go on.
Let's get Trevor.
That's what we need. We need a Trevor.
Okay.
Trevor.
Okay.
That's our plan. Genuinely though, I think we've really needed to have that conversation.
Yeah,
I could feel like you did.
Stumbling about.
I felt like you were all pulling in totally different directions. For
Guys, check out my thing. No, check out my thing. I think it's over here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So,
Keth's pissed.
you guys have a bit of direction about what you want to do. Maybe you want to check out. Maybe you do want to check out your security thing. Maybe you want to clear all the rubble. Maybe you want to interrogate someone further. Have a think about that, and next time, when we are all together, you can ask Berkule any pressing matters you have. You can check out the safe for yourselves, maybe, because absolutely none of you have gone to go and see
I tried.
that.
Oh, God.
And
There was rubble, and I couldn't move it because it's in a wall.
Check safe. Get
and maybe you will find the ultimate lie detector, or maybe something else will happen. Anything could happen in the next half an hour.
In the magical world of D&D.
James.
Don't trust James.
Don't trust me at all.
So there be the thoughts of our 4 buccaneers, with lots of crazy theories in the space between their ears. Now that they've shared, will the answer be obvious? Or will our fellows remain oblivious? Can they pull it together to seek out the doll? Or is that asking Malrus for more than a miracle? The question is, who done it? I'll leave you to ponder, as you might find out next time on Roll Britannia.